praise is due to the Most High, family. We back with another Acres anime review. I just finished watching episode 161 of My Hero Academia. This is the second episode of the final season. So we concluding All Might versus All for One round, who knows, right? They fought each other so many times. But so, All Might did his, big one using all the students' techniques. He hit him with I Can't Stop Twinkling as his final move. But then we see All for One recover from that attack, but now he's glowing like crazy. And then we seen, as the last episode ended, that Stain pulled up and used his quirk to immobilize All for One. Okay, so now this episode starting off, well, really, we retraced Stain's steps to see how did Stain even get there to pull up. So Stain, after he had left All Might and gave him that last message and everything, and got his mind right, he was out patrolling and seen Ingenium and Todoroki and plot armor type stuff, but just from what he was able to see, the conversation and how Todoroki and Ingenium, how they was interacting with the phone, and to see that their movements afterwards, that was enough for Stain to be able to tell what All Might was doing and had planned, right? Like to basically sacrifice himself. But Stain don't want All Might to go, right? Like that was Stain among some other characters was like, there's the whole episode is showing like, oh my gosh, All Might's finna die, All Might's finna die, All Might's finna die. But at the same time, while you have that feeling that it's just right around the corner, you see all these people, Deku's mom, Stain, Deku, telling All Might, you gotta live, you gotta live, you gotta live, right? So it's like pulling at you both ways. Anyhow, so Stain knows that All Might's on that time, so he's got to find him. So he's, using his skills to see like the damage and the rubble and the debris from, All Might and All for One's fight. So he's kind of tracking them down that way, and he's seeing bloodstains here and there, and he's literally sniffing them to be able to tell which is, whose bloodstain is whose. This is how he came pulled up, knowing that he was about to freeze All for One in place with his quirk, right? So now All Might and Stain, they about to hit him with a combo, like a two-piece real quick. But tell me why All for One, he took into account, he had peeped that Stain was one of the jailbreakers that didn't coordinate with everybody else. So All for One had already peeped and was prepared for this very moment. So he basically uses a quirk that ejects literally all the blood out of his body and creates brand new blood in an instant. So Stain's quirk stopped affecting him. He was no longer frozen in place. Now he started beating back up on All Might and Stain. He did Stain dirty. He threw him across, and then he pulled up on him, and he's like, well, that'd be a nice quirk to take. And All Might's trying to chase him down and save Stain and get to him before All for One hurts him too much. And he puts his arm right into his chest before All Might can get there. And stole his quirk, because he ends up using it at the end of the episode. So now the concern is what's going to stop All for One from reaching Shigaraki, right? So All Might's literally crawling on the ground because he was blasted away by All For One. And All For One is thinking about, he had just reached range to use his what's that teleport quirk? Like the ink teleport quirk or something like that? The swamp teleport quirk? So I forgot exactly what it's like. Sludge. He uses sludge to teleport himself and others. So he's just in that range to do that to Shigaraki to bring him to All For One. But somehow Shigaraki overrode that. Like, his force of will is too strong to be affected by All For One's quirk. So he does not get transported to All For One. So then All For One says, all right, well, I'll just pull up to him. And then he goes to grab All For One to, like, make a spectacle out of him dying. So he's dragging him, he's pulling up. Deku can see him from afar. Deku's really just trying to keep Shigaraki at bay without doing too much, right? He's just trying to stop him from destroying everything, like, in an instant. And so Deku can see All For One coming from a very far distance, and that he's got All For One. On top of that, because he has he has the essence of All Might, in his quirk, so he can kind of see that All For One's essence was fading out the quirk. So Deku's knowing, oh yeah, he's out of there. The people on the TV, oh man, yeah, he's out of there. Tsukauchi, oh yeah, man, he's out of there. Right. And then All Might says, like, we got a flashback of Nana, and she's telling All For One, she said, you're gonna lose to All Might because he's crazier than you. And that flashback was important because then All Might decide, well, his last notice of all the students' quirk, he went down the whole roster, family. He hadn't used Bakugo's yet. And so while All For One was hanging him upside down by his leg, right? He got his ankle, and All For One's just hanging upside down. All For One swing up and wrap his arm around All For One's neck. And you can see, like, it's like a gauntlet that's about to explode. And we think that All Might is about to go, on a 2-for-1 type special. Like you and me going both. But All For One disabled the bomb. And so, like, totally thwarted All Might's plan to take him out one more time. Because remember, All Might had caught on. He's like, every time we do massive damage, like, he comes back younger because of Revive Quirk. So he was thinking that this is going to be his last good blow to give to him. Pause. And then, he was like wondering how much he would rewind from that. But All For One seen it coming. All Might's still alive, but it's close, man. Like, everybody's on the edge of their seat. The people watching on TV, Deku can feel it. All Might's scared. And then, but let's talk about the movie quality of this art too, because Deku and Shigaraki was looking crazy. And then everybody's feeling hopeless. We did have what's his name? Gentle, right? So Gentle was like, he had just got the coffin in the sky stabilized, so he was about to go and try to stop All For One from, really taking All Might out for good. But then All For One shot this whole blast and through it, like blasted a hole through the coffin in the sky, so that's falling again. So now Gentle is stuck, and then out of nowhere you see this massive explosion, and Bakugo is risen, holding All Might's card in his hand, and he just got all the aura. He looks Super Saiyan because of his quirk. So I don't know. Are we gonna save All Might? Is All Might not gonna make it